Behind the gold records and screaming fans, their marriage became one of the most documented battles between love, violence, and survival. In the 1960s and early 1970s, Ike and Tina Turner stood as one of the most electrifying duos in American music. Their stage chemistry seemed unbreakable. Tina's powerhouse vocals matched with Ike's band leadership and raw guitar style. Songs like River Deep, Mountain High, and Proud Mary placed them at the center of global pop culture. Audiences saw glamour, matching outfits, and frenetic live performances that brought down entire arenas. Yet, as the spotlight intensified, darker stories began to surface. Behind the sequins and the choreography lay a personal life that would later be described as a cycle of control and fear. The public timeline of Ike and Tina Turner's marriage is well established in records and interviews. The two married in 1962 in Tijuana, Mexico, as Tina later confirmed in her autobiography, Ike Tina, 1986. Through the 1960s, the Ike and Tina Turner Revue became a powerhouse touring act, opening for the Rolling Stones and winning global recognition. By the mid-1970s, however, cracks were visible. Tina publicly filed for divorce in July 1976 after a violent altercation in Dallas, an incident she later described in detail. Court filings in Los Angeles confirmed the dissolution of marriage in 1978, with Tina granted custody of her children and the right to retain her stage name. Financial records showed she walked away with little more than that name, starting over from scratch. Major outlets like The Washington Post reported on Tina's divorce filing and subsequent career comeback, Washington Post, 1978. Later interviews, including a 2018 retrospective with BBC News, reinforced the timeline. Tina left Ike in 1976, lived in hiding with little money, and gradually rebuilt her career as a solo performer. What is not disputed: Tina Turner filed for divorce in 1976, citing irreconcilable differences, and finalized it in 1978. Ike Turner later admitted to certain forms of violence in interviews, while denying the extent Tina described. Accounts of abuse form the most contested part of their history. Tina Turner described repeated physical and psychological abuse in her memoir and in multiple televised interviews, including with Oprah Winfrey. She recalled incidents of beatings, intimidation, and Ike's drug use fueling volatile behavior. These are documented allegations from Tina herself. Ike Turner, however, disputed many of these claims during his lifetime. In a 1985 interview with Spin magazine and later statements before his death in 2007, he admitted to slapping Tina, but rejected descriptions of systematic abuse. He argued that Tina exaggerated elements to distance herself from him and build her solo career. Thus, while Tina's version has become the dominant narrative, reinforced by court filings, her best-selling memoir, and the Oscar-nominated 1993 biopic What's Love Got to Do with It, the term alleged must remain in place for the full breadth of her abuse claims, as Ike never fully conceded. The dynamics of Ike and Tina's relationship were not just personal, but also professional and financial. Ike controlled the Revue, the band's contracts, and the brand. By most accounts, Tina was locked into professional obligations that gave her little autonomy. Music historians note that Ike trademarked the name Tina Turner, ensuring that even if she left the marriage, she risked losing her stage identity. PR during the 1960s masked these realities. Magazine covers portrayed them as a glamorous couple, with Ike in control of the band's sound, and Tina as the magnetic star. Behind the curtain, NDAs were not yet standard in the industry, but intimidation and financial dependency acted as de facto silencers. When Tina filed for divorce in 1976, walking away with only her name was both a personal risk and a PR gamble. She rebuilt her career in the 1980s, not by hiding the abuse, but by speaking about it. This openness became part of her rebranding, turning trauma into testimony. In contrast, Ike's later years were marked by attempts at image rehabilitation, including a Grammy win in 2007 shortly before his death. The story of Ike and Tina Turner illustrates the collision of music, marriage, and power. What audiences celebrated on stage was bound to a private life of turmoil. The verified facts show a marriage that ended in 1976 with Tina's legal escape. The disputed accounts remind us that even when testimonies are public, denial can complicate memory. Ultimately, Tina's choice to tell her story reframed her legacy, not as a victim, but as a survivor who redefined success on her own terms. The marriage of Ike and Tina Turner was not only the story of two music stars, but also a testament to how power, contracts, and fame could erode private life. Tina walked away with nothing but her name, yet she transformed her wounds into strength, reinventing herself as a timeless icon. And this is just one chapter in the larger picture of love, control, and the glittering lights of the entertainment world. In the next part, we will step into another story, Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, a modern tragedy where the golden voice of a generation was caught in the spiral of addiction, scandal, and a turbulent love. Stay tuned for part 2 as we uncover what happens behind the curtain when the stage lights go dark.